All right, let's see if we can get things going. What I'm trying to do is I got to work through some of that wood that I cut up before it goes bad. Was messing with the lathe, finally figured out that grub screw. So tightened everything up. Let's see how she goes. I was sick of working maple, so let's work some cherry. I don't think I'm going to production line run it because I don't know. I just don't think I'm quite right there yet. So we'll do one at a time and see what we can get out of it. Make sure everything looks good and try to treat it good before it gets cracked and all that. This still has the bark on it, so we'll start out this way. Hey, what's up, friends? It's Ray with Dogga Timberworks. See right there, that's that ABC, man. You got to have the contact with the tool rest before you put your tool into the wood. So, yeah, sorry for not getting the proper introduction, and I'm having to do a voiceover for the intro, but I don't know. I was flustered or something and was just trying to get going. Oh, I was tightening up the grub screw on the lathe and already started off on the wrong foot. But here we go. All right, so what we got on there is a chunk of cherry. It's black cherry. It's from here in southeast Michigan, and we are going to turn a once turned green bowl.
Not feeling right.
These are some of my favorite bowls for wood turning. I like to just turn them once, and if they warp, they warp. If they crack, they crack. To me, it's fun. It makes it kind of natural and organic looking. Definitely don't like standing there eating that. Okay, and that's why we, rough out these bowls and get them going left-handed, so you don't have to sit there and eat all that stuff. That's more of what we was looking for. I was having a rough start, man. I wasn't having the shavings flying and the ribbons flying, so I got back on my groove. I started using the 40/40 push cut, and everything started working out right. See, so again, I knew that there was a bunch of bark on the bottom. I wanted to get rid of it, so I stand and do it left-handed, stay out of the line of fire, and I don't get hit by this bark that's flying off. I'm behind it. I'm not in line with it. All right, we're up over 1,000 now. I really need to start to remember and talk more while I'm doing the turning so I don't have to do these voiceovers. I honestly don't know why I keep trying to stray away from the 40/40. This works so good. It just works good. I don't know. Should just ditch that 45 degree and just go with this. See what she's looking like. A little bit right there, but that'll come off with the corner. That flat will probably come off. This will be a nice bowl. A little bit of pith up in there. So go ahead and take that down just a little bit. It wants to crack up there. It's not really pith, but it's where it starts. Just eat away that a little bit so it doesn't progress. A lot of times what I do is I cut the top of the bowl right here and I establish a rim so it's not rough and I can see what's going on. I saw kind of pith, cracky looking stuff, so I took it down maybe a 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch. I think that's better. I think that'll get rid of a lot of the instability. And it looks like we could even go down just a little bit more. I don't know if you guys can see what I'm seeing. I don't know. We'll see. Take this bottom down a little bit more, get rid of that bark. All right, now here's a problem I'm having, and please, if somebody knows the solution to this, let me know. I turn on the floodlights, and they're LED floodlights, and I get these, black lines. Man, the lighting just screws up. It goes wonky. I'll get this black kind of shadow bar that goes up and down. When I move in and out, it flickers out. It really bugs me. I almost scrapped this video because of it. But I had already almost scrapped. I did scrap one other video because of it. It's getting to the point where I'll either have to ditch the floodlights or I don't know. I got to figure something out because it really bugs me. And it's getting it was warm today. It was actually like 60 or 70 degrees out, so I had the garage door open, so the neighbor was out there running saws and routers and dogs are barking, so sorry about all that. Putting this little divot in. So what I was talking about, that divot is on the Technitool, the Nova, what are they, 2-inch jaws, the small jaws that come with all the chucks. They actually don't have a dovetail. They're kind of straight walled, but then they have like a beak at the very tip of it. So instead of doing a dovetail tenon, I do a straight walled one. In case we but want then I cut a little recess at the shoulder for that little hook beak to go into. I believe when you read their book, it says to just do it straight walled and it will bite by itself. But I found putting that in, it just gives a really good strong tenon. Should have set my stand first. My rest. This is taking a while. I ain't no Stuart Betty. I can't hog out, you know, a half inch to 3/4 of an inch with one pass. It's a 14-inch lathe. It's only got 1 3/4 horsepower, so, you know, do the best I can with what I have. But I'm not breaking any speed records, you know. I watch a lot of guys and I wish I could turn as fast as them, but it'll come with time. It'll come with practice. It'll come with equipment. That feels good. I couldn't just leave it alone. There was a little unevenness, and so I'm trying to get it a perfect contour with the push cuts, and, well, I struggle a little bit. Take more passes than I need to, and I whittle away the bowl. I got away from doing the voiceovers the last couple of videos. I think it's a good combination to have the mic on and then come back and fill up some of the dead space with, you know, the voiceover. So hopefully it's beneficial to y'all. It's not just dead space turning. But as I'm watching the video and doing the voiceover, I can tell you, you know, what my thoughts are. Like I said, I'm just trying to perfect this contour, and I'm just, it's taken a lot of passes. It's kind of funny to watch for me. You know, I'm just like, what was I thinking? What was I doing? But, you know, just trying to get better. Okay, now I'm even like, really, one more pass? Come on now. What a pain. Shouldn't take this long. Duh. I'm all flustered. Yeah, so what had been happening was I turned a few bowls earlier, and I was having issues with the negative rake and the shear scraper on the outside. I was trying to contour it and clean it up with those, but I was getting tear out, and I just seemed to be getting a better finish with the push cut, so I wanted to push cut it, but I didn't want to sand. I wanted to just go 180, 220, and be done. Okay, we got quite a bit of material to take away from this to even things up. I still remember that last cut I got, so I keep rounding those little corners off now. See, man, that lighting is really bugging me. Please, somebody tell me what that is. Yeah, I don't like that little nub building up, so what I'm doing is unsupported. You know, I'm just muscling it through. I don't have bevel support, and I'm just roughing that nub out until I get down close. You know, and sometimes it's easier to just get the correct tool for the job. I mean, that thing really does the one thing it does well. These deep bowls have been a struggle for me. I used to do a bunch of kind of wide, shallow bowls, and now I'm doing kind of narrower, deeper bowls. Just what I had available with the blanks at the time. I don't know exactly why or how, but these are really deep blanks that are shallow, so they make, I call them half Easter eggs, you know, like the long skinny half and the short round half. These are the long skinny ones, almost like a peanut M&M. I will admit these ribbons look pretty cool, man. I'm filming this in 40 or 4K 30 frames per second. So I don't. It looks pretty cool. I almost started undercutting the rim, and so now I'm trying to figure out how to attack it and kind of clean it up.
Yeah. It's too steep a bowl.
Quite got these steep bowls figured out yet. Even with that bottom feeder, I can't transition that out. I have to come back with the big Robert Sorby 1.5-inch bowl scraper to feather things out, smooth things over. I don't know. It'll take practice. It'll take some work, but I'll get there. I know it looks kind of bad, like it's really unsupported, but it's got a really long handle and it's up in my armpit and it's trapped. So that handle can't go anywhere. I have it really trapped and really supported and in control. But from this angle, I know it looks bad. I don't know why I use anything other than this, man. This thing just works. All right. And you all know I hate sanding, so I ain't going to make you watch the sanding. I think anybody who puts sanding full speed in their videos for more than 30 seconds ought to be just kicked off YouTube and their license revoked. Sanding is the worst. I wish there was a way to not sand, period. Okay, and I didn't really find it necessary to show me setting up my cold jaws. I've done it before in other videos, and I can do it again. But it's kind of time-consuming and tedious if you've got to move the little bumpers around and find the right fit for the bowl. And then what you see also, though, is a blue paper towel. That is kind of a buffer between the bowl and the aluminum plate so that the rim doesn't get chewed up. And then the little rubber bumpers have a habit of screwing up the side top of the rim too. So I'll use either like the neoprene drawer liners, you know, the stuff that's in your silverware drawer, or a blue paper towel, whatever's handy. One of these days I'll get me a vacuum jaw set up, or vacuum chuck set up. It looks fun. I've heard some weird stories about it sucking the finish right through it though, and you know, nightmare stories of people not setting them up right and the power cuts out and then the bulb goes flying off because they don't have like a check valve in it or something. But they do seem like they would make this job a little bit faster and simpler. And that stupid grub screw worked its way back out again. That thing's driving me crazy. I even tried Loctiting it in, and it worked its way back out on my next video that I make. So I've about had it. I'm trying to do stuff over the weekend, and I can't get customer support over the weekend. That's the only drawback. So it's not really their fault because I can't communicate with them. What I'm doing is I'm kind of feathering in like an OG curve down at the bottom. I kind of blended in the tenon and the bottom of the bowl, and then kind of went concave up into the tenon and then left an OG curve. So I figured it would get a pretty cool warpage out of it when it starts drying. That paper towel keeps slapping me in the arm. It's kind of funny. Like I said, thanks for watching and sticking through with me, even though I'm flustered and kind of having a rough time with it. You know, if you enjoy the content and stuck around this long, go ahead and please drop me a like, subscribe, leave me some comments, please, especially if you know anything about that camera and the lighting issues I'm having. That would make things great. Y'all have a good one, and we'll catch you on the next run.
Hey, what's up, friends? Here we go. This took way longer than it should have, but yeah, it's cool looking. Thanks for watching.